Shall we play a game?
G'day viewers, I was muted. That's terrible. Right, I was going to be running the New Boston today, but, well, we all know what happened there. It's going to come out on the 12th, I think, something like that. So I thought, why don't we run the old one? Try and get used to Axis and ATC again. So I thought I might start with a scenario. This is an F40 and this one's an ACS 64. Let's do the ACS 64 one. Why not? Go. Game's confused because I have an Xbox controller, which is let down, so it's pressing buttons and rail driver at the same time. It should be fine. Perfectly good. The vertical chat. Hello, Aidan Thorne. Hopefully my day's good too. Hopefully yours is decent as well. Oh, look at that. We're very early in the morning. Welcome to Southampton Street Yard. We'll need to create our concerts the day before heading down to Boston South Station. As per recent times, I am running a vertical and a horizontal stream simultaneously. It should work. It should be fine. Follow the markers. What markers? Might need to turn them on. There's one inside the train, isn't there? Yes, there is. Shut the door. Where do you want me to go? Over here. Oh, it's a cold start one. Okay. Cool. I just pressed that. Press and hold. Okay. Read the directions, Luke. Caleb is out train hunting. It's Puffing Billy's great train race today. I did the pre-great train race yesterday. Oh, good. Rail driver actually works with this loco. That's a good start. Pontograph up. Right then. Close the MCB. Gotta do something behind me again. Hep start. Hep, 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 hep. And while we're here, while it's not watching, we'll quietly turn on ATC and Axis. I won't turn on the alerter though, because, you know, the alerter's kind of annoying. And front headlight to bright, because we're American. Ditch lights to on, they're the flashy flashies. Hey, didn't I just turn them on? Oh, I turned to flash, idiot. Okay. No. Passenger. Forward. Alright. Didn't I just set the reverser to forward? Oh, you didn't read it because I did it with rail driver. Okay. This yard features manual junctions. Woohoo! Catching up with chat. Hello, Pete888 UK, who's watching another stream at, in fact, the same time I am. Put it on quiet now, but I'm still watching. Let's go and change some points, shall we? Wait, train's rolling away. What? Let's put the independent brake full on. That'll stop it rolling away. I don't recall putting the windscreen wipers on either, but, you know, they're on. That's okay. Welcome to Train Sim World. Confusing. Alright, so why can't we just trail through this one? This is a trailable point. Alright then. Is that it? That's it. Okay. Make lots of noise, because we're American. And put some power on. Catching up the chat. So, Caleb is sitting out on Emerald Bank. Well, you'll see some race trains soon. I always take photos of the runners. They're more fun than the trains, to be honest. Hello, you Burke. Last hours of summer savings time for you? Yeah, I have to acknowledge that, don't I? Woohoo, just in time. Get rid of that horrible Beelzebub thing. It wants me to stop. What are you whinging about? Am I going too fast or something? Alright, we'll just let it roll then. Be like that. Pete888 UK, hello. Southwestern, hello. I think both of you are watching the same stream that I still am. See, look, just to prove it, still am. That's okay. Need a little bit more juice than this, if I'm allowed. I'd turn the alerter on, but, you know, I don't really care about points. Hello to Violet. Pete says, did they ever fix the scenario on this route which routed into closed shed door? I don't think so, but you can cheat and you take it to the point the scenario wants you to go, and then you go around the other way by switching the points manually. You come in the back of the shed, because you can do that. So I remember the scenario you're talking about. It's in South Boston. I don't think that was fixed, but you can cheat. Caleb says Emerald has a signal today. Semaphore keeps changing, same with missives. Yeah, it does have a... it's open as a temporary staff station today. This is one of those really exact ones, isn't it? Need to get it right down to the couple of yards. There we go. That'll be fine. And we need to go back behind us now, don't we? Let's look on the map. Where does it want me to go? Change that one set of points. Lovely. And go back there. And stop again. And then we go back and get our train. Okay. Reverse. Caleb's Crossing says, yesterday was fun. Weirdly, 7 and 12's crew went against the circular and some mates went double head. No, they're allowed to do push-pull. That's at driver's discretion. Ding, 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 ding. This is why I call it the Beelzebub. You could make a techno track out of it, couldn't you? I might issue that to a challenge to a friend of mine who makes techno music. I'll give him a recording of this bell and go, make me a track. Because he will. It'll be really annoying because it's got the bell in it. Caleb's wearing his grandpa's shirt that he got from running in the Great Train Race in the 70s. I didn't know we ran it in the 70s. I'm sure it started in the 2000s sometime. Uberk says, we always change in the last weekend of October and March. Yeah, we change earlier in October. October's almost over. Look at those rail chairs materialising out of the snow. As the headlights drawing them. Silly shadow engine. But that's okay. Hello, Bill Stafford from Boston. Welcome. I was hoping to run the new Boston train, but that's not happening, so we're running the old one. The new one will be out on the 12th. And that's okay. I do have an exciting release to share with you early next week, but not today. One of the other games I do something for is popping out a fairly significant update. So we'll see how well that goes. Boston, being an old route, has the invisible wires. Look at that. Look at that. They're not lined up. Huh. That's kind of funny. Hello, Maddie Lynn. Yeah, Caleb, the cars will keep going for a while. They close the roads just in front of the runners. Alrighty, now we got to go the other way. Up that way. Let's check the points. Make sure we're not going to be screwed. That one's fine. That one's fine. So we're all good. We're good to go. Alright, back in the cab then. Let's kill the bell. Which of course will start again. At least this train likes rail driver. Unlike some of them. Brakes off, power on. Let's go. Got to be nice and watch my speed though. Aiden in the vertical chat asks, how are you this morning? I am fine, thank you, Aiden. I hope you are well as well. Hello, Chase DeFox. How are you today, Violet? Quiet. And now I'm going too fast. You're actually going to make me stop if I don't do something about it. It'll let you get away with being a couple of miles over, but not much. So it shouldn't whack me at 7, but it would have at 8 if I'd left it there. Yeah, I think it's the 12th, mate. Let me check. I think it is... Oh, sorry, 5th. Oh no, the live stream's on the 5th. And yes, the route's on the 12th, which will be the 13th for Aussies. So yeah, confirmed the new one is the 12th. 13th for Aussies. Crawl our way out of the yard. Oh, we're allowed to do 20 now, are we? Except we're not, because, you know, you have to... In MBTA, you need to take the lowest of the speeds from the HUD, or this. So, always take the lower one. In fact, 8's going to whack me. Quick brake application. We had lots of fun with our diesel yesterday on Puff. It wouldn't move because its minimum coolant switch had triggered. There we go. You can stop now. Excellent. Now we're going to go back the other way somewhere. So just set some points. That one's fine. And they all look good. Okay. Get a move. Go on. Go backwards. It's trying to. For some reason I had interlock and just unthrottling and throttling again fixed it. Anyway. Let's go at the back of the train, because I'm guessing that we're going to be coupling up to something else up here. So we should probably pay attention that way. Good luck with your chasing, Caleb. Like I said, I usually go and take pictures of the runners because they're more interesting than the trains. But then again, I work on that railway. I see those trains all the time. Hello, Gav's Photography. Melbourne Walking Tours by Violet. Hello. Looks like Hentus is going for another route. If you're wondering, I'm being rude and I'm watching another ambassador at the same time that I'm streaming to you. Because, you know, sometimes you got to do these things. Hello, Brazil. How are you? Welcome. I have some other friends from Brazil. through something else I'm involved in. I have... why did that go off? I'm only doing 3.8 miles an hour. But anyway, out of some of the other things I do, I know people from Mexico, Brazil, Argentina. They call themselves Team Tacos. A shunting we will go. Get the rest of our train here. Hello, Sirius Q. Wait for a sale, mate. If you're playing on Steam or Epic, there are many sales, and you can pay a lot less. The newest one that's coming out is actually €39, so there's been a price increase. There you go, safety stop. Bonk. Couple to 3 more. Down there, I'm guessing. That looks like 3 cars, so let's just turn on the marker and make sure. Oops, wrong one. Why is that turning off that? Anyway, we're just going to assume it is. What could go wrong? Back we come. Here it comes, starting to move. Very good. Sirius Q plays from PS5 and is waiting for New Year promos. They do have sales on the PS5. They're never as good as the ones on Steam, because I have it on PlayStation and Xbox as well. And even though I'm an ambassador, I get a key for Steam. If I want the other keys, I buy them. Bonk. Okay. Is that all of our train now? I was thinking about it. We can reverse into Boston South Station to begin the service. Well, that's an unusual move. We might sit here until it's ready. Alright, let's just check the map since we're going to be going that way. Has it set all the points for me? I think it might have, you know. So far it has. What about that one? That one? Yes. And then we go into the automatic points. Okay, well, we will. Oh, it doesn't know where the other end of the train is, so I have to go sit up here. Because for some reason I want to watch so I can see the signals. Still be a little bit of a slow haul for a while, because we can still only go slowly in the yard. Did the lights automatically come on? It looks like they did. It's unfortunate that there aren't better sales on the consoles. Good morning, Transport Gamer. No problem with being late, mate. Come and go as you please. Hope you're well. As we gradually slide into Boston. On the, just being clear, the old Boston route. Boston Sprinter. I'd love it to be the new one, but things didn't work out that way. So they held on to it for a little while. I don't actually have any reason why it was held onto for a little while. Normally I have a bit of inside knowledge that I need to keep quiet about, because normally I'm doing beta testing, but I have pulled back a little on the beta testing for the moment, just to have a bit of a mental rest from it, to be honest. I'm going to go back to it when the VR version comes out, and I'll beta that. Should be exciting when it comes out. Sorry for the incredibly slow pace for the moment, folks. It's enforced. It's quite a complex spot, this yard. There's like tracks going everywhere, all over the place. As we reverse very slowly into South Boston. Sorry, Boston South. It's not South Boston, is it? Our Boston friend would get mad at me if I called it South Boston. Yeah, I think so too, Uberk. It was starting to feel like a job. And it's a volunteer thing, so it shouldn't feel like a job. But it'll have one useful thing too. It'll mean that when it does come out, I'll have nice fresh eyes on it. Hello, Sirius Q, who's joined the other chat now. You've moved over from the vertical to the horizontal. Is HHP 8 on Train Sim World? I don't think so. Don't think so. This 5 mile an hour thing's a bit exciting, isn't it? Maybe I should turn off safety systems for a while and just go for it. We do have a red signal coming up. Can't see it yet though. All the way down there. Hopefully that'll change. Hey Cactus Juice, how are you? Welcome along to Boston. No, I was firing a real train yesterday. It's firing a diesel locomotive yesterday, which basically means sitting in the chair and every few seconds whacking the button after checking that the driver's actually awake. Still fun to have the occasional day in the diesel, but I do prefer the steam engines. Well, if you can believe the game, my favourite electric locomotive is actually the one up there, because the game stats on Dovetail Live have me driving this more than anything else. Personally, my favourite one is a little more local. It's called a Tate. It's a wood-bodied electric train from the 1920s. And there's a whole one of them surviving. There's quite a few around the world in people's sheds. Oh, we're allowed to speed up a little. Let's do that. recall correctly, Cactus Juice, that you actually had a hand in making the signals on this route actually work. It's a very complex system. Ooh, one of my yellow signals just went red, according to the track monitor. Oh, apparently we're allowed up to 30 for a little while. Not long though, so we won't go too hard. Welcome along to the people in the vertical stream. Going out in the shorts feed on YouTube. I'm streaming vertical and horizontal, so if you prefer a horizontal one, there's a link to it in the chat, or you can get to it from my channel from the live page. The track monitor does funny things on some routes, Cactus Juice, and this may be one of them. Glad to hear that you're involved in the new MBTA one, because that means it'll work properly. It's actually funny, this is one of the routes that I get the most questions for. This one in LIRR. Why did it make my train stop? Well, you probably haven't got safety systems turned on. You've gone too fast and you've gone too close to another train, so it's dropped your speed to 0 and you have to stop. That's what usually happens. Just slide back into the station now. Hello, Apple. Yeah, I had grand plans to run the new Boston today, but Pate says otherwise. So the new one's going to come out on the 12th. There's a Dovetail preview stream for it on the 5th. That will be the 6th and 13th for Aussies. Speaking of being stopped, I think I might be. Oh no, it's just going too fast. Okay. Back to the other end so I can see where we're going. It does think I have a stop signal, but yes, there's nothing actually facing me, so I think it's showing me signals that are facing in the other direction. It does that on San Bernardino as well. It shows you signals that aren't actually facing you, which it shouldn't really. So this red signal it's showing me here is actually this one, I'm betting. And the other one is at the other end of the station. What are you complaining about? One thing about this train is it does like complaining. Apple, what route is that going to end up being? It is... Let me go and have a quick look so I don't get it wrong. It's MBTA Commuter, and it is... I'm trying to remember the towns in it. It's been a while. I'll just let this gradually go into the platform and hope I don't crash. Cactus Juice will probably tell us in the meantime anyway. Because it's... Where is it? I'm trying to find the announcement. I'm not finding it. That's okay. Let's stick with this for the moment. Cactus Juice just told you. That's good. Yep. Boston to Worcester. Worcester. Sorry. Worcester. The Boston people are going to yell at me again. Not that I understand how Worcester comes from something spelt Worcester, but there you go. That's okay. And searching for people who have made videos about the place on YouTube, I've even heard people call it Worcester, like rooster. There are new trains, yes. If you look back on my channel, you'll find an announcement video that I've done on it. When I stop in, actually, let me get you a link. I've got enough room to find it, I think. Where is it? So it was actually announced a little while ago. There we go. So I'll just pop a link into the chat for the stream I did that was talking about it. Pop that into both chats. There we go. As we slowly slide back into the platform. Into platform 9 3/4, which we're about to faceplant on, so I better go down a little. Yeah, I think it promises to be a good route. So it's nice, fast-paced commuter stuff, which is what I like. Not that what we're doing right now is very fast-paced, but we'll get into that bit. Yeah, thanks Cactus Juice and Noah. It includes the HSP 46 and the bi-levels, and Sirius Q as well, who also talked about bi-levels. Nick B says, that's the English language for you. It's pronounced Worcester here in UK. I suppose that makes sense. And when we call it Worcestershire sauce from the UK thing, we don't call it Worcester sauce, do we? Worcestershire. Those are some serious boots this one has on. They almost glow in the dark. They're like high-vis safety boots. Apple says, HSP, let's go. Sounds like you're excited for the new one. This is quite possibly far enough. Stop right here next to Boot Lady. Can unlock the doors, kill the bell. Can I get wiper off? There we go. Wiper off is a little bit dependent on the rail driver. It's a funny creature. Should I put the alerter on? I don't think so, because I haven't driven with ATC and Axis for so long that I don't want to miss the beeps as we load our passengers up. Noah says, I'm pretty sure they say Framingham as Framingham. Well, that is quite possible. Noah says the same pronunciation in the UK for once, and there will be mixed sets as well. It's the pesky vowels that fool you. Just something interesting for you. If you take a sentence and you take all of the vowels out of it, you can still read it. Vowels are unnecessary. Sirius Q asks, are there any other electrified American routes other than NEC? Yes, all the LIRR routes. So there's quite a few. 3, I think. Based around New York. Apparently it's time to go. First stop, Boston Back Bay. I think I still had the brake on a little bit. That's why it wasn't doing anything. And then when I dared to touch the brake handle, I got a thou shalt not icon. Now this red signal in front of me is probably real, because you often get stuck waiting for other trains to come through. Yeah, Nick B says, now pronounced Leicester. Yes. Yeah, I had lots of fun with place names when I was visiting the UK. Like Llangollen in Wales. Or Portmadoc. Because it's spelt Portmatdog, but it's Portmadoc. Or Portmatic, as some of them are calling it. Hello, I will eat you. Hey, C, how are you? Looks like we're waiting for that train that's coming in. So we'll have to stop here. That's alright. We're out of the platform, we can turn off the donger. And I'll go into independent brake so the train has a chance to release and recharge. Nick B says, in the country we have a place called Crapstone. Well, we've got a place called Big Knob. Iron Knob. There's a lot of strange places like that. One of my favourites, a little town in New South Wales called Euralaya. I'm pretty well, see. See, and I actually had the pleasure of riding a rail car on the Llangollen, which is spelt Llangollen, but there you go. It was actually funny because I was watching the Enter stream earlier. In fact, still am. Stop yelling at me, train. Can we go? We can go. That's what it was yelling at me for. Off we go then. Be a little bit gentle since it's snowy. The way the things reflect on this train, it often looks like it's got massive dents in it, like it's been in a crash. Because it's so shiny. Ooh, sparkles. This is the first time I've run this route since installing TSW5, so it's bound to be a bit hitchy and jittery. I had grand plans to let an AI run through it last night, but when I came back from the railway I was just dog-tired and sat down and had some dinner and watched a movie with the other half. Hey, Michael Newberry. It's going to belt me if I keep going this fast, isn't it? A little touch of brake should be enough, because it should leave me alone at 12 miles an hour. I think, vaguely remember this is actually downhill, so you have to be a little bit careful. It's going to let me do 15 now anyway, so that's fine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will, Noah. I don't think we'll get any major freezes, because I don't remember any on this route, but it's bound to stutter a bit. Especially at my graphic settings. Apple says how much will it cost? I think it was... Is it 39 US, I think? 30 UK? 39 euros, I think? Don't quote me on that, though. It was a while. There we go. Cactus Juice has the real prices. Thank you. I should have looked those up, shouldn't I? That would have been a good thing to do. Rescued by Cactus Juice. Thank you. You finished doing a 6.5-hour job today, Michael? That's excellent. Lord Tacitus, welcome to the New York City contingent. I do love that city. It's really funny. When I used to live in California, everybody used to tell me people from New York were really rude. And I went to New York and I went, they're like Aussies. In other words, they're really rude. Welcome to Boston Back Bay. I don't think I've ever come into this platform before. It must be unique to this scenario. Excuse the rail driver jiggling. It's the rail driver's usual jiggling things. If it gets too annoying, I'll unplug it and use the Xbox controller. Noah says, even on Ultra, this route isn't super demanding. Yeah, it's quite a good one. One of the reasons it's good is because the land is a little bit hilly. Because Unreal likes rendering all the things you can't actually see, but hills will stop it. Oop, that isn't going to get far enough. Still may not get far enough. Gonna have to power again. Clearly, I need some more practice on the ACS, because I was thinking it's going to have the usual brakes, but no, it's actually got really good ones. Cactus Juice says the tracks on the far right are the ones that you'll use to Worcester. There we go. Should probably actually stop here and get the doors open. Fell off. Watch all these people appear now. Because it's a scenario... I was thinking they wouldn't get on, but there actually are. Often in scenarios, no one gets on or off, but that seems to work on this one. That's nice. Cactus says it's very unusual that Amtrak comes in on 3-track. I've never seen it. Yeah, I think it's unique to this scenario. They usually come in over here. Apple says, sweet. Alright then, I'll look forward to trying it out by chance. Also add the bi-levels and HSP to the Providence lines. I don't believe so, but of course with free roam you can do whatever you want, although it's a bit of a busy route, so getting a train in edgewise might be a little bit challenging, but you can certainly give it a try. Blast Pop says, we are not rude in the Northwest, we're just not friendly, a minor but significant difference. I actually find that the people of New York are very friendly, to be honest with you, in their own unique little way. Off we go into the blackness. I do know that people are vocal, because often when I travel, I do wear an Aussie hat. It's a bush hat. And I use it because I'm going places that are hot. And I don't use sunscreen because I have allergies and I don't want to get cooked. And of course in New York, someone will call out from the other side of the street, Do you call that a hat? Because, you know, they're pretty shy in New York. Keep to themselves. Never offer an opinion to someone. Off to Route 128 is the next stop. Oops, I am slipping a bit. Let's drop some power back. Wouldn't have thought I'd slip in the tunnel, but I guess I am. I can understand slipping outside because it's snowy, but we're in a tunnel. Should be okay. Actually, I don't think it's really a tunnel, is it? We're just under a building, I think. Ah, you're not bugging, Apple. You can ask all the questions you want. Please do. Even if I don't know the answers, someone else will. Yeah, more slippage. It's going to be a slippy kind of day, I think. I could just let the train manage it, I suppose. I see the yellow on the horizon. Ooh, the old blues. Kind of funny, you go, you're all this beeping, and you go, oh yeah, I've got to press the button, don't I? For those who haven't seen it before, while you can use the keyboard, I have Box. Meet Box. Box has a arcade controller in it that pretends to be a keyboard. So I've set various buttons up to do various things. The top ones are for PZB for German locos, and the bottom ones are doors and the general acknowledge. .43 should hold us in good stead, so we'll just keep going at this rate. It is very important, if you've not driven to ATC and Axis before, very important that you drive to the lesser of the speeds. So 45 here versus 100 up here. That's the track speed. This is the speed you're allowed to do, based on the signals. And if it can be based on signals, or it can be based on infrastructure, which could be curves and bridges and things like that. As Cactus Juice says, this one's going to make me change tracks soon, so I'm having to go a bit slower. I Will Eat You says Train Sim World 2022, the tribute sequel to Train Sim World, coming out on 15th of August 2026. You think? I doubt it. I think we'll be looking at Train Sim World 6 by then. Thank you for reading all the signals out, Cactus Juice. So watch Cactus Juice in the chat. He's reading Approach Limited. You're going to hate me for saying this, but I never really learned them. I just watched the machine. It's not like my railway where I actually have to know what they mean. We're getting a new one apparently too. We're getting a new kind of signal that we have not used before. no, it usually says I get the 45 and switching from 1 to 3 if stopping at Hyde Park. Yeah, so we're going to do the opposite here. We're going to go over the other way. Do MBTA trains actually honk at the start of platforms? Hello, Florian. How are you? Apple asks, does the rail controller throttle handles, the weird desktop train sim controller thing, work for Xbox? No, it doesn't. Tempted to find and pick one up. Don't want to spend money on something I can't use. No, it doesn't work for Xbox. And while I like it, oops, damn it, I shouldn't have left this thing plugged in. While I don't mind it, this thing is probably actually as good, to be honest. Away we go, 120. I'll have to pick up power slowly though, or we're going to slip, because it's snowing. Ah, look at that. We're in a low-resolution tree. I do like to kid Mad Pedelson about it being Tree Sim World, because every time you go on an external camera, you end up in a tree. Put a little bit more power. It seems to be mostly coping with it. Let's go a little bit more. Hey, now I can find out what that actually says. Wheel slip. Well, there you go. And it's drawing it funny too, you notice that? Look, it's overlaying itself. I never could read what it said, and now we get the zoom into the screens, we can. I'm just going to let the computer manage the wheel slip for a while and see what it does. It's not coping very well. It's getting better. It is a super slippery day out on the Boston rails today, that's for sure. I'm having to go very gently. You have an ATC imposed limit of 80 miles an hour now. 5 miles to Route 128. And we have yellow signals coming up. Apple says, seems like the charges are rapidly turning into the passenger equivalent of Chivos, and I'm getting bored of seeing them. Noah says, typically they only use the horn for crossings. Just have to get my brakes down, but I'm careful about getting... I am in suppression, so I'll be fine. Just got to be careful about too much so I don't start to slide. When you are reducing speed, you need to see this. Suppression. And that way the system will leave you alone, so even though you're going to be going too fast, it knows that by the time you need to do that speed, you will be. And you can't come off the brakes until you're actually doing that speed, or it'll whack you, which means you always end up a little bit under it, but that's okay. Put a little bit of power back on now. Amtrak says, Amtrak probably do use the horns since they're flying through at 150 at some stations. And MBTA doesn't use the horn apart from crossing. It's more or less the same with Amtrak. Bells all the way. Fair enough. We shall do bells. Because I've never ridden this line in real life. Boston's one of the few places in America that's major that I haven't actually been to. Boston and Washington. Didn't get to either of them. Been to nearly every other capital city. And lots of small ones. I did once go on a quest to visit every one of the 23 Portlands in the United States. I think I got to 18 of them. Cactus Juice telling me approach limited, and Noah says cab 80 means you have a 45 train soon, likely due in a train in front. Now, I'm not reading out your signal calls because I'm about 25 seconds ahead of the stream, and I'm probably coming up on another signal, so I don't want to confuse people by reading out your calls. But if you keep putting them in the chat, they'll line up with what people are seeing, which would be perfect. C says railway by him is reopening Monday after the sad collision. Funny how I ran RXTT 3 times this week. It's amazing how much damage a really slow speed crash caused. I wouldn't have expected that much damage. And it certainly was quite a tragic loss of life. I mean, you don't expect to not get off the train when you get on it. I didn't get into suppression fast enough. Is it actually going to stop me, or is it going to let me get away with it? No, it's breaking off. It's happy. It's fine. It's going to be a quick trip on the old Amtrak today, that's for sure. High speed. See, this tree shot's nice. Better line it up for the vertical people, though. They won't be able to see what I'm talking about. They can only see a tree. So when the new Boston comes out, I will stream the first time I'm allowed to, which will probably be... it's coming out the 12th, probably the 11th. Probably. They haven't actually told us yet, so I'll stick with probably. But lately they've been allowing the ambassadors to stream 24 hours before release, so we'll see how that goes. Sorry, just got to scroll the chat because I missed something there I just saw. Cactus Juice wondering if that's stop or restricting signal at transfer. Don't know, we may find out soon. I will eat you says the people made MBTA liveries on the LP46 NJ coaches from NEC Trenton. Yeah, they probably have. And Noah Hunt says just bells on the northeast corridor to Providence. The Stoughton line uses horns on their crossings, but that's about it. Sirius Q, Boston Providence better or New York Trenton? I like Boston Providence, to be honest. New York Trenton is decent, but it is still a little empty, I think is the best way to describe it. I'd like to see a lot more trains on it. Even with the new timetable that's got a lot more trains on it, I'd still like to see a lot more trains on it, because the reality is it's one of the busiest rail corridors in the world. I don't think it's quite as busy as the Brighton line in the UK, but it's close. C asks, have I seen the photos of the two trains apart? No, I haven't yet. Yeah, New York Trenton does still have some signal bugs. There's not really anything gameplay ending anymore, though. So you'll be okay playing it. But if you were making a choice of one to play, and you didn't have this one, I'd grab this one. If it and it should pop up on sales now, because it's a bit of an older route, so it should be an easy pickup on a sale. Come on. There we go. Managed to get to suppression finally. Route 128, which I believe is named for the road that we just went under. I Will Eat You says the FP48 should layer in NEC Trenton. Why would it layer on there? Got the bell. Naughty. Very naughty. In about 20 seconds, I'll have people in the chat going, bell, bell. Yep, Mr. Greencoat boy. Don't want to run over you. You get hurt. That would be really sad. This should stop with the passenger coaches in the platform, which will be good. Another engineer will continue the westbound journey. Is that it? Is that the end of the scenario? Really? Well, good luck for the other engineer getting in, is all I can say. Given where I stopped. Well, how about that? And I mostly behaved myself. Alright. Let's run something out of Providence, I think. Why would it be cool if New York NEC Trenton had MBTA in it? I'm curious why you think that would be cool. Noah Hunt would like to get NJCL for the Comet coaches and an Arrow 3 DLC for the current line. That'd be cool. And there's the bell. Yep. I knew that would come. Alright, Boston Sprinter. Timetable. If people have a particular favourite timetable, we can certainly do that. And let's do something a bit early in the morning, because I like those. Let's do that one. Oh, let's leave dynamic weather on. Brad MacArthur enjoys this route too. Rode it in 2019. No, I haven't been on this one, Brad. Unlock doors. I better get set up a little bit first. And then I'll unlock the doors. Actually, I don't need to do much to this train, do I? I just need to... Let's get it into neutral. I should be able to unlock the doors now. And can I see the thing behind me? I'm going to have to actually go over here, aren't I? HEP should already be on, so I shouldn't need to do anything with that. But I do need to turn these on. And if I sit down again... And I should have this one. No, that's desk console light. MCB, I shouldn't have to touch. Front headlights, that's what we want. Bright, naturally. And on. That should be about it for the setup, I think. Oops, too far. One more, one more, one more. There. No, there. No, 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 no. There we go. Same with this one. Right, that's better. That's a lot of scenario markers. Waiting for our exit time. Gav says JD is on my train. Yes. Apple says, so big question, why would the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority run in New Jersey? It is an interesting question, Apple. And I suppose there could be an inter-railway loan, as Cactus Juice suggests. I Will Eat You says, Metrolinx should layer onto Cajon Pass. Because it has a Metrolink station from San Bernardino. Well, it could. They don't have to, but they could. Move eventually. Oh, no it won't, because I didn't put it back and forward. And in fact, I'm very lucky that I didn't roll backwards then, because that has unfortunate consequences, because there's a signal behind you. Which one we got? I noticed that one's even a model now. I've seen an HO model of it. Apple says CTCs are fun to run but super loud. That's probably my favourite trains to run though. That's cool. It says, actually, hey, funny side note, I saw an MBTA coaches on the back of a freight in DC. Oh, fair enough. They do move around a bit. There's been a lot of Caltrain's strange moves lately where they're taking their bi-levels out to the graveyard. I've seen a few videos of those moves. Usually with some little tiny and very, very old diesel dragging them along. I will eat you asked, did Liam use livery designer to make? I don't know. I doubt it. Oops. Oh, there we go. Now I'm allowed to do 60. Now, I very much doubt Liam touches the livery designer. I assume he uses the proper graphics editor. Noah Hunt says NJ Transit uses a couple of F40 PH2 cats on some of their diesel lines, but that's completely different to the MBTA F40. Our diesel loco on Puff is a cat. They're an interesting, unique engine, the Caterpillar engines, especially when you shut them down. It sounds like it's tearing itself to pieces when you shut them down. It's quite a horrible noise if you're not used to it, and you think, wow, what happened? Florian says he loves running the Aceleron here, although he had a go at the F40 last week. A lot of fun. And Florian asked, do we know if the new MBTAs will substitute back on this route? I don't believe so. I don't think this one's getting an update. I remember this route's a little bit touchy. So there probably won't be an update for those trains onto it. I think, don't quote me on this, but I think I saw mention of route hopping between the two though. Apple says I got to get the Acela sometime soon, just a bit too much for me to spend at the moment. Wait for a sale, Apple. Definitely wait for a sale. I always advise people to do that, even when something comes out as the brand new thing. If you can resist the FOMO, then it's in your interest to wait for a sale. If you really want it fresh and brand new, then by all means grab it. But of course that does mean paying full price for it. The big pink diesel. We will do an MBTA next. Probably do something on the Stoughton branch, I think. Maybe a Boston out to Stoughton. Why not? It's been a while since I've done one of those. Because if I run it the other way, it'll be a cab car. I've got to say the track monitor makes adhering to axis just a touch easier on this route. Thank you, C. I'll have a look at those. I don't think Caltrain have got those two AEM7s anymore. I will eat you. I think they're gone. And the professional people tend to use the professional tools. They don't use the livery designer. Because the livery designer forces you to have layers. Whereas the professional tools, it's just all set up properly. It renders nicely, gets all the right textures. Noah says, I love the old CTC3s. Same, they aren't used as cab cars anymore, only in the middle of some sets on the North Station. Did I read rightly that they got taken out of service for a lack of crash resistance on the cab car ends, and that's why they're only in the middle of trains now. I think I read that somewhere. Bad Guy says, just sitting in the background here for a good lurk, so don't mind me, but yeah, I got a seller for 50% off about a year ago, so it does definitely go on sale for a pretty good price. Yeah, always keep an eye on the sales. I actually do it to fill out my TSC collection. So I've got pretty much everything I want for Train Sim Classic now, so I don't worry about it too much anymore, but I still have a look when they come out, because there is, every now and again, there's something pops up that I think looks interesting and I grab it. I think I've only played about half the content I've got for TSC, because I've got about 100 and something routes for it. Be able to accelerate when the back of the train comes out of the curve. There it goes. I should be able to go nice and hard here without slipping. Noah Hunt says Stoughton's maybe a quick round trip to Stoughton. We go both ways. We can certainly do that. Iwillich says Caltrain has the SPV 2000. Haven't they only got one of those though? I hope he means C. Stay behind the yellow line or get your heads ripped off, cretins. I had some people very close to the train yesterday. I came round a blind corner and they were only about a metre from the track, and had I seen them earlier we would have stopped, but I only got a couple of metres notice on them, so we just sailed on by. But don't be close to the track, folks, because hanging equipment or dragging things can kill you. So when it says behind the yellow line in a station, go stand near the fence. If there's a train coming through, it's not stopping. And of course we're in a tree. Yay! This is an axis limit, which is an infrastructure-based limit to slow me down for the curve, so I don't end up sliding sideways into those tank cars, because that would be slightly embarrassing and hard to explain to the boss. Back up to 125. Yes, you can't see his comments, I will eat you. Apple says, fair enough. I used to be the same way, so I can't judge, plus sometimes they do have some funny comments. Yeah, I tend to just let the comments go. Bad Guy says, passengers in TSW do a very good job of running around with their no heads. Too bad it's a glitch, not something they can turn on and off. I saw a jetpack passenger the other day. I hadn't seen one for ages. It's an MBTA. must be a windy day. I'm putting in 50% power to make it accelerate. It finally is. You can tell these ones whether they're accelerating or stopping from this screen, because you can, if it's a positive number here, you're accelerating. If it's a negative number, you're decelerating. C asks Railroader next week. I'm not sure what I'll do next week, to be honest. It won't be a really long stream because one of my other hobbies is getting in the way. I've agreed with the local Lego train club called MLTC. It's the Melbourne Lego Train Club. They're very imaginative with their naming. That I will help them run their narrow gauge layout for Brickvention, which is coming up early next year in January. It's a 4-day event. It's 3 days for the public, 4 days for the convention goers. And next Sunday afternoon, I'm actually going to go and see this layout for the first time, and we're going to try and get it working again, because it hasn't been used for 6 years, so... And it has all sorts of things like microcontrollers and Arduinos and things, because the guy that built it is a bit of an automation nut. He absolutely loves his automation. Hoo-hoo, says the owl in the tree. You get the most surprising sound effects on this game sometimes, when you just stop somewhere beside a train and you let the train go past and it's all silent and you can hear something and you go, I've never heard that before. So we are negatively accelerating at the moment. See a bit of CSX equipment scattered around the place. So I'm still putting on more and more power trying to get positive acceleration back. There we go. Now we're getting positive again. Bad guy says, yes, the passengers in TSW are great, aren't they? I don't think I'd have them any other way now. Yeah, to be honest, if they actually fixed all the issues with passengers, I'd miss them. There's just some funny things that happen with passengers. Apple says, I'm trying to wrap my head around the livery editor and scenario editor, but I'm struggling to figure it out. The scenario editor, to be honest, I don't bother with anymore. I actually just use free roam in the timetable, because the whole point of using scenario editor was to make a busy railway or a busy railroad, depending on your location, while things ran around your player train, so it wasn't empty. But that's really easy to do by just jamming your train into the timetable in free roam. That worked quite nicely. Thank you for your help, rail driver. Bad guy loves their hijinks. The livery editor, you need to think in what's sitting on top of what, on top of what, on top of what, and you can make any shape you want if you think in those terms. I've built a few branded liveries that I don't put into Creators Club because they're fully branded liveries, and I know they'll just get deleted if I put them into Creators Club, so I don't. Oh, I will eat you, says DTG. Harry seems like a fun person. She is. I didn't meet Harry in real life. I did meet Kat and Matt and Danny and a couple of others. I think I met Benjamin, but I'm not 100% sure. He was in the foyer on a phone call when I went to DTG, and he goes, I know you. Apple says, good luck with Lego. Do they use the 9 volt? On this one, yes, they do. But on their main layout, no, they actually run the battery system now. So they've got a couple of layouts. They've got this little narrow gauge one that they haven't used for ages. And they've got a massive Australian themed one where it's mandatory to run Australian trains. And I have to say, the people that make the trains for this thing are amazingly skilled. They make Lego do stuff that I look at it and I go, how did you even think to put those pieces together? So I'll be building some buildings for this one.
It's my my small box of... Oh, you can't see it. It's getting filtered out. All right.
My small box of raw materials for these buildings. As my wife very glibly points out, I have spent $400 to avoid a $125 convention ticket. Why did I press B for Bell instead of going into suppression like I'm supposed to? It's probably because I saw the station coming up. We have some adverse signalling. Time to slow it down. People inside will be going, "Wah!" Copy and laptops flying everywhere at the moment. As we bring it down to the 45. There we go, we made it. Still downhill, so I'll have to put a little bit of brake on, but should be able to use some dynamics and hold it. Should be fine. A little bit more. That looks alright. I don't think Via Rail used a pacer, really, I will eat you. And Bad Guy says, was it Matt that built it by chance? No. No, but it's someone very much like Matt, to be honest. Very similar kind of person. He's a really, really nice guy. Probably overreacting on the brakes here to get this down to 30, but there you go. No, the emergency brakes aren't on, Troy. Yes, I do have safety systems on, so centre of Troy's in the vertical chat. No, I do have safety systems on. The only one I don't have on is the alerter. And we have clear signals again. Time to power up. Go nice and gentle, the passengers already hate me. Have to remember to stop at Route 128 too, we're only 4 miles away from that. For the people in the vertical chat, welcome along, watching on your phones in the shorts feed. If you prefer a traditional horizontal feed, just pop back to my channel and you will find in my live page a horizontal one. Chase DeFox, hope I'm getting some footage of the Lego. Absolutely. I absolutely will. I always make a bit of a time-lapse of the convention. I don't know how much free time I'll actually have this year, because I'm meant to be there during the days running the layout, but we don't actually have to operate the layout on the Friday. We're setting up on the Thursday. We must operate it on Saturday and Sunday for the entire opening period. But we don't have to do that on the Friday. It's up to us, because I do want to go and see the vendors and things, because the best deals from the vendors are on the Friday. They're not actually allowed to sell you anything because they're not open. And of course they don't. So the way they manage it is post-it notes change hands, and the post-it notes get stuck on whatever box you wanted. And when you go back there first thing on Saturday morning and go, "Hi, how much is that?" they just hand you the thing and you pay whatever's on the post-it note, because it's got your name on it. So, well, there's a will, there's a way. I Will Eat You says it would be cool to have a diesel timetable for Peak Forest. Well, guess what's coming? That is exactly what is coming. Yeah, so I've got to build some buildings that go onto this layout, because the person that owned the buildings that were on the layout is no longer with the club and has taken their buildings back. So I've got to contribute about 6 buildings for it. And I've got some time off over Christmas where I'm going to do some maintenance on my real house. And I've got to build these buildings for Brickvention at the same time, but I'll probably try and get them done soon, because they have to be mocks. So I've bought kits for the parts because I don't want to pull apart my other stuff. But and buying kits is the cheapest way to buy parts. When you're buying kits, the Lego price is roughly $15 to $20 a kilo. And I look for kits. Like, one of the things I have to build is a stone church, so I've bought a Harry Potter castle, which should work quite nicely to give me enough bits to make a church. Bad Guy says, once you hear and see you on a train simulator driver, you're a very hard person to miss. I would imagine you have a unique look about you and sound very unique. Kinda. I should probably stop for the station, shouldn't I? Are we going to Nebworth this? We might. Yeah. Might get one carriage in the platform, maybe. Or none. This is not looking good. I'm glad the signal's green. I was reading the chat and I looked back and went, oh, I'm close. I could put the emergency brake on, but where's the fun in that? Are we going to have anything in the platform? It's not looking good. No, fail. Of course, those of you who know, or we can get back to... let's kick Nightbot into action if it's paying attention. There we go. I'd go back, but it's not that much point. Sorry, passengers. We love you, honest. Oh well. Next stop, Boston. For those of you who wanted to get off there, tough. A reliable Amtrak service will be available from Boston. Yes, Pete, I think I would definitely make Bat proud with that stop. Definitely. Especially after 4 miles back going, I have to pay attention and make sure I stop. And then not. Oh well. What could you do? I seem to recall this was one of the first routes where they tried really dense foliage, and it looks good. This might have been the first one where they were blending the edges of the ballast too. Not just dead straight lines like they originally had. That's Nightbot's default little picture, Bad Guy. Noah, in America it's probably cup of Americano coffee. I really don't need to worry about you telling me to slow down, Axis, because I'm not even there yet. A couple of C6 diesels idling away by the side here. And there's a yard up here. It'd be really cool if there was more freight that you could be involved in this route. There's another MBTA sitting up high back there. Florian says I Nebworth Hosbach station on Main Spessart earlier today through on my way to Aschaffenburg. Or as I call it, Aschafingberg. I think it's funny. Probably no one else does. Gav's Photography. Dear passengers, sorry your driver has fallen asleep at the controls. If you wanted a station, please get off at the next station and wait for the next train in a week's time. Oops, speaking of bells. Since we're going downhill, we'll probably accelerate to the next limit of 115 anyway, by itself. Oh no, it is actually slowing down. According to the accelerometer, we'll give it a little bit of power. Get it back in the plus. There we go. Dunkin' Donuts and coffee, that's possible. There's an Acela flying the other way. Look like a very short Acela. Hello, Geordie, how are you? I'm very well. Michael says he would have loved freight services as well. Yes, that would leave a rash, Florian. Indeed. MA and NC Railfan in the vertical chat. Hello to you. I hope you are well. If you prefer a horizontal stream, I have one running as well. Just pop back to my channel page. And you can find the horizontal one. I will eat, you ask, what do you think of the Holiday Express route? It's just a bit of fun. I know some of the hardcore simming people got a little bit mad at that route, but, you know, that's just a bit of fun. This is TSW5, MA and NC Railfan in the vertical chat. I wish I had a way to blend the two chats, but short of writing code that pulls data from one API and pushes it into the other one, I haven't found a way to do it. I may end up doing that though, because I think it would add something if the two chats could actually see each other. Someone will probably come up with a bot for it at some stage. Or maybe Nightbot will get a feature. Geordie says, I'm doing fantastic. I've finally received my Airbus joystick and throttle in the mail 2 days ago. I'll be using it with TSD and TSW. It's kid life come true. It's insanely fun and precise. That's awesome. How are you making it work with TSW? I assume you've got it doing key commands or something. You play TSW5, MA and NC Railfan. That's cool. Bad Guy says, I thought the Holiday Express route was fun for what it was. I mean, I don't currently have it installed. As TSW install tends to get a little large with everything installed, but it was fun. Yeah, basically it. Coming up to Boston Back Bay, where all those people that missed their station earlier can pick up an MBTA service back to Route 128. Should they wish. Ooh, I wish they'd fix that blue flushing. They all run up the stairs. They're very fit people. Bad guy says, give Matt a poke. He probably already has something like that. He's a master with code, that guy. Geordie says there's a program called Rail Driver and Joystick Interface V2 uses the rail driver's files to make joystick act like a rail driver. Oh, okay, cool. That's good. Hello to you too, Rails of Illinois. Yeah, it's cool, Geordie. I'll actually have a look at that. Because I wonder if it can sit between a rail driver and a rail driver and make the rail driver less wanky. That would be good. It's the kind of thing I could code myself if I could be bothered. But then I'd want to release it for people. But then if I released it, I'd have to support it, which would be annoying. Hello, Massive Diesel. That's very quiet. Quiet, you. Funnily enough, I do actually want to stop at Boston Back Bay. Just while we're coming into the station. Rail driver and joystick interface V2. I just did a bit of Googling to actually find that thing. I found 3.29. There's a lot of people talking about it. On Sim Together. I am almost at South Station, you're right. Is this the one that you're thinking of, Geordie? Or is that another one? As we slowly roll in here, because I was Googling, and I didn't want to miss the station. So it's not exactly going hard coming into here. And I'm only 3 minutes late. I'm used to our railway. If you come back to the home station on the same day that you left, you're doing well. Alrighty, let's get the doors open in a moment. Might help if I stop with that last door in the platform. There we go. That's very strange grass sitting there. It's very straight edged, and it's kind of growing in the wall here. The walls don't quite meet. You can see things through them. You can see the sky. Never mind. It's a good spot to sit to watch a train leave. It'd be just like living here. You could be in this little apartment here and you could watch the trains come and go all day. That'd be cool. Geordie says, to be fair, if you can't afford the shipping costs of the rail driver, it's an excellent alternative. $100 will get you 2 large precise throttles and around 7 buttons. Yeah, it doesn't sound like too bad a way of doing it, to be honest. I have the patience for coding, I just don't have the patience for supporting it afterwards. Coding is what I used to do for a living. These days I design. Most of the time these days, I spend more time running my team of people than I do actual work these days. Don't get to do much work anymore. Geordie says the TSC version has stopped getting updates as developers said it's reached full potential. Well, TSC's like that too. I don't think it's getting any more updates. See you later, Florian. Have a good sleep, mate. Better get back in the front and pay attention to the signals, I suppose, or I'm going to be in trouble. See? Straight away. Jody says Cobra 1, the developer of the interfaces, made it because he just likes programming. Yeah, fair enough. It is fun to solve an issue. MANNC Railfan, if you want to join in the other chat, jump into the standard edition stream and you'll see the other chat. That's all the people I'm talking to or responding to. Uberk is going to sleep his way into wintertime. Fair enough. Enjoy yourself, mate. Have a good sleep. Geordie says driving with the throttle right now as we speak. It's so great as there is a red button for the throttle which uses AWS and CIFAR, etc. Basically is disable autopilot on planes. Yeah, fair enough. Another MBTA service going the other way. Thinking of winter, it is actually a bit cold. Let's just put heater on for a little while. Do have a red signal just round this corner. Usually clears. 9 times out of 10 the signal's clear. So this first one has. Slide our way around the tight squealy corner into Boston. The morning sun blasting us. Hello, Anthony. How are you? I used the iced link. Not quite sure what you're talking about. Iced ink. Pete, in the UK says clocks go back here tonight. Yes, we went forward a little while ago, a couple of weeks back. 3 weeks back, I think. Maybe 4? 3? 3. Gently rolling into Boston. keep a little bit of power on coming into here because the really tight curves steal your momentum. Or as one of our drivers calls it, your monumentum. Probably about it for this service. Is there a handle off position? There is. There you go. Chucked out of there anyway. All good. All right, let's head the other way and we'll go to Stoughton. Why not? Seems like a cool thing to do. What time is it? 10:19. We're all good. We were discussing about the Horn MA and NC railfan, and apparently they don't. Alright, to the trains. Choose a route. Boston Sprinter. Timetable. MBTA. Let's pick up something to Stoughton, 6:55. That sounds alright. And we'll leave dynamic weather on. Why not? Rails is also playing Boston Sprinter. Noah Hunt recommends trains 921 and 922. Well, let's jump out and do that then. Why not? To go back out to the menu, but that's all right. Watch the little spinning pinwheel of death. Whee! Sometimes it just does this. There we go. To the trains, choose a route. Boston Sprinter, timetable. 921 we want. That's a bit longer. It must have some adverse things happening. Alrighty, we'll run that one. 921 and 922 to come back. Put that down so I don't forget. Nighttime run. Cool. Alright, let's get this thing set up. Rail driver's already fighting me, of course, because it does. Get the reverser in, get that into forwards. Which side's the platform on? Left side. Now let's get some gauge lights on. Step lights. Headlights. Ooh, let's go back to dim. Sprite's a bit high. Windscreen wipers, hopefully I can turn them off. I can. Some locos you can't turn them off with Rail Driver, it's a bit annoying. Use cabinet, and we want... right there. Let's put alerter on for this one. There should be safety devices, there we go, and warning devices. Everything's on. What else do we want? Front marker light? No, we don't want those. Front number plates? Yes, we want those. Platform lights? Why not? Don't think I need to do anything else up there. Excuse me. Radio doesn't turn on this one, I don't think. We do need to cut the brakes in. And need to set that to lead. So let's release the train brake and apply the independent a little just to hold us here. It's time to lock the doors. Just wait for the brake pipe to charge. Excuse me. It is a cool horn, but it'd be very loud in a building like this, wouldn't it? Sounds better with the window open. Wow, Hentus is still going. Willie, she says the shadow and lighting issues in Reading look weird. We'll be going past Reading shortly. We can go on to Bright now, since we're out of the station. Noah Hunt says, at Hyde Park, Canton Junction and Canton Centre, you want to have the rear door of the first car on the accessible high platform. The first door behind the locomotive doesn't open. We'll have to try and do that. Do I see Rails of Illinois, the man who is always saying, and congratulations on actually being a man now, by the way, he has actually survived to his 18th birthday. Happy birthday. But do I see the man who's always telling me to blow the horn more to not blow it? There's a bit of a change. Wish you could dim these gauge lights down. They're rather aggressive. Is there a dimmer? Doesn't look like it. These engines always run at about 900 RPM minimum because they're running the head end power off the main power unit. They're always revving excessively. Sam, MBTA trains, hello to you. Welcome. MANNC Railfan asked when will the new MBTA come out? On the 12th of November, so a couple of weeks from now. On the 5th, there will be a DTG release stream. Noah has a bit of a giggle and says, only for crossings on MBTA. Alicia says, I meant Reading in GWE. Okay. Not like you to be irrelevant or anything. Sort of your specialty. Noah says, remember the third crossing on the Stoughton line is a private quiet crossing. She only used the bell for that one. Pete says, you cut the bell out, I'm scared you'll wake the wifey. Fair enough. Hello, the goat. How are you? Welcome along to the vertical chat. If you're in the vertical stream and you prefer a horizontal, there is a horizontal one as well. You can just hop back to my channel page and look at the live, and you will see that one running too. You are, of course, welcome to stay in the vertical one should you desire. Happy birthday to you too, bad guy, since yours is coming up. It's actually not that far off when mine was. In fact, if you want to know my birthday, just get on the dark web and have a look, because, you know, I found out all my personal data's there. Very handy. I don't need to be secure anymore on the internet. There's no point. It's interesting this train's got the interlock symbol showing when quite clearly I am powering. Boston Back Bay, next stop. Can't remember whether the brakes on this are good or terrible. I guess we'll find out now. I think they're terrible. Put the bell on too, shouldn't I? I'm very naughty. Hello, MA and NC rail fan in the horizontal stream now. They seem to have popped outside the station on the external camera, but that's okay. We'll just use this one. The goat asked, can I play shaving a haircut with the horn? It's a bit hard to do in Train Sim World. Lock the doors. Let's get out of here. Now we're back in that hole again. Oh, it says, I forgot to tell you the loco goes into the tunnel here at Back Bay. That's alright. You're a little bit older than Illinois' bad guy. I think I'm a little bit older than you, just a bit. Next stop, the ridiculously named Ruggles. Finally come out of the 30 zone. You want the horn in the tunnel, do you? All right. It's clearly avoiding running over the homeless person in the tunnel. That's my excuse. That's what I'll be telling the boss about the horn. Can speed up, but there's not that much point because we're supposed to stop at Ruggles shortly. Ooh, bail off actually works on this train. Ooh. That's good, because that means my carriages are doing all the braking now, which is the way it should be. Keeps your train stretched out, and it's less jerky. Noah Hunt says turned 21 5 days ago. Well, happy birthday to you as well. Taken that a bit further, but that's okay. We were discussing that before, MA and NC Rail fan. The MBTA don't do that. This bloke looks shifty, doesn't he? It's the birthday stream indeed. Yeah, it's interesting across the US that there's so many variances in what the train companies do and don't do. Little while to Hyde Park, so let's get some crank happening. Going straight into the overpower, of course. Yeah, we're coming out of it now, so our traction motors aren't going to catch fire. It's all good. Having your traction motors catch fire would be slightly boring. Rails says Caltrain, VRE, MNRR, LIR and all the other northeastern commuter carriers blow the horn before entering the station. Actually, Caltrain don't. Caltrain blow the horn when they leave. Alerter? David Duffy says you can take the minimum in the first or second notch to set up your braking, and as long as you don't bail the independent, you reduce the throttle at idle, you can let blended braking bring you to a stop. Oh, fair enough. You can keep the engine pulling to keep everything stretched and make a smooth transition to the blended brake. And birthday cake for all, says Bad Guy. Now, on the locomotives that I operate, so I'm a fireman on a heritage railway. We have diesels from the 50s. We don't have blended braking, we have air braking, and the loco is a diesel hydraulic. So the way we stop is you apply whatever brake application you need to stop in the station on the air brake, preferably only one. You bail off the independent brake and keep a little bit of power on the hydraulic end and keep everything stretched out. The only time you don't do that is when you're coming into the midway station and you're changing ends. So you want to actually have the train bunched together at that stop so that when you try and depart in the other direction, you release the brakes, it effectively releases one carriage at a time. It gives you a chance to get moving before the full train weight's on your engine. It's a little bit jerky for the passengers, but it's necessary because it's a 1 in 30 gradient exit from the station. It's very steep. LIRR, it varies, Noah. I know in Harlem they don't. And we have to get down to 45 rather quickly. Do I have a suppression indicator on here, or do I just have to take it all the way up? Don't have a suppression indicator, but it's okay. Would be good to have one. Oh, you are going to let me power. Good. I was beginning to wonder. Rail says you can bail off the independent operating passenger train. Yeah, it totally depends on the actual driving style that's usually taught on your railway or railroad, because they're all different, and many drivers have their own unique styles too. MANNC Rail fan, NJT stands for New Jersey Transit. David Duffy says that's very similar to what we do here in Boston in certain cases. They want us to use blended whenever possible, but sometimes power braking works better to either swap ends or make an accurate spot. Indeed. Hello, Richie Rail. It's a bit late for you. Welcome along. Richie Rail is the most recent addition to the Dovetail Ambassadors. So congratulations to Richie. Two miles to Hyde Park. Nice little night service here in October. Most people say don't stream night services, but they look alright to me. I'm a bit bright, actually, looking at myself. Richie's been watching the F1, so had to stay up late.
Someone's at the entryway.
And of course, there's someone at the door. I'll be right back. It's alright. Other half's getting it. All good. Probably a delivery for her anyway. Looks like there is a suppression light. Doesn't say suppression though, but it's working. Noah Hunt says, quite good for October, a good old spooky night service. I should have put on some mist. That would have made it more spooky. I can see why you like this service though. A bit of adverse signalling is good. Yeah, Rails says that means the passenger engineers or drivers can keep the independent brake applied and keep the automatic brake in release when boarding or letting passengers get off and off the train. It does depend on how you stopped. So if you stopped with the train nice and stretched and you're facing downhill, you actually wouldn't sit there on the independent because the train will bunch up on you. And that means it would move. And if your train's a long one, so the first carriage might only move this far on the buffer springs, but on the draw gear buffers, but if it's your train's a long one and you've got say 20 cars, that last one could move quite a few yards. SM Rail Productions asks, how was your trip? Which one? The one to Sydney recently or the one to the UK a few months ago? They were both excellent. Just about at Hyde Park. Just slide our way into Hyde Park. Oh, it says we can add some mist for the return. Yes, good plan. And you want me to stop with the second coach at the high platform, which could be a bit of a challenge. I'm not used to braking this train. Let's just quickly race up there and have a look in the station. So I need to put the second coach here, or the last door of the first coach, sorry. Alright then, we will give that a crack. Given I'm only doing 12 mile an hour, that should be feasible. I can't imagine anyone would be required to keep their throttle active. So 40 yards past. Alright then, we'll see how this goes. Yeah. Let's go back there and have a look. Just. So wheelchair people are very safe. Trying to get, so put that one on this platform, but imagine trying to get down there. You just get stuck in there. That's okay, as they say. Oh, Matt was so proud of those trapdoors when they happened. There you go. Just for the people that wanted the horn honked. Seems fair. I can't see why they'd need to keep their throttle in notch 1 rails. That doesn't make sense because your engine would actually be powering at that point. And there's a grand plan to honk at crossings. Ah, so you want both the door of the first and second. Okay, so it's a little bit more than 40 yards then. Would have been about 40, 45 or so. Bill Stafford in the vertical says they use the high platforms on all station stops. We'll try and do that. SM asks, what do I think of the delay of the new Boston route? Oh, I don't really think anything of it. I don't know any reasons behind it. I'm in the dark as much as anybody else. But generally speaking, I do prefer that a route is held if it has an issue. Should go up to 60 momentarily. Should. May not. And won't. The Worcester line is out on the 12th of November for most people, 13th for the Aussies, because we live in the future. If anybody would like lotto numbers, please let me know. Still held at 45, and I'm being slightly naughty, but that's okay. There we go, back down to 45 now. There's no point saying delayed for possible issues to be fixed, because you don't know why. There may be nothing wrong with it. It might have been a delay in certification for consoles or something like that. You just don't know why. So there's no point really speculating on why. Just wait and see. We'll have it soon. It's hardly worth accelerating, really. There's only 1 mile to go. Yeah, some CSX stuff there. You're about to travel back in time, Richie Rail. Excellent. Hello, MBTA video clips. How are you? Glad to have you along. We've got a few locals coming up in this one, and we've got an engineer in the horizontal stream. MBTA video clips were glad they were able to make another trip to the Boston engine terminal for the Boston-Worcester route. That's good. I'm doing well. I hope you are as well. Notice you're in both streams. Excellent. Yeah, let's see how we go at making this happen. Has this one got a high platform? I don't think it does it? Just want to try and be in the platform. Yeah, little train. Keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving. There we go. Nice smooth stop. Dinger going still. I am late, you're right. MBTA video clip says in real life the MBTA train stops at a loco is near the end of the canopy in Route 128. Fair enough. Just because I can, don't need to. In our stations we have secret engineman's business on where we stop. Every driver has their marker. You look along the platform on the fence and there's little chalked X's, and there's one guy that draws a leaf. That's where they stop for that station. They put their cab door inside that marker. Off we go to Canton Junction, which, if I remember rightly, is where we turn off onto the Stoughton line. MBTA video clip says some engineers blow the horn when departing. It used to be a common practice to tap the horn twice when departing or 3 times when reversing. 40 to 50 yards past the stop. Okay. For Canton Junction. I've got a track change coming up soon, I think, so I'm deliberately not accelerating. We're going to try for 45. What a surprise, we're in a tree. Really does need some atmospheric Halloween mist. And some ghosts and ghouls and some various other things. I am running to Stoughton MBTA video clips. Now it says 45 till the junction, then down to 30 for the switch and 20 for the station platform. TC wishes they would add some stops north of Boston where you grew up. Fair enough. Yes, we haven't even got any lines in our country in the game, so not even a near miss for us. But it's disappointing when you get a near miss because there's a line that's close to where you live but not quite. I've got the window open. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it is. A bit hard to tell in the dark, but it seems to be. SM asks, I wonder if the new Boston route will have CSX trains like the old Boston route. They haven't said. So perhaps is the answer. Oh, would I honk the horn here, MA and NC rail fan? He just like noise, clearly. It'll be cool if the new ones have suspension.
Someone's at the
Another
entryway
doorbell.
door.
Mrs. has been on Temu again, clearly. So it sounds like humans. Doesn't sound like a delivery. does seem that way, Richie Rowe, yes. So let's get some power on and get into minimum and bail off. And we're going to go 45 yards past. Power off now. Good enough. Let's go back and see where we stopped. Where is my train? Okay. Oh, it's over there. How did we do? It's very hard to tell, but they are in the platform. Except maybe they're not because the doors aren't open. 45 might have been too far. Because the doors would be open if they were in the platform. We might just have to... Let's jump out of the chair. Have a look. I didn't want to get out the other side in case I fell off the bridge. Okay, so I can't get in there anyway. Fine. No getting out to have a look, like the grand plan suggested. My other half has appeared. Second man seat, driver's seat would be good. Hang on a tick. Apparently, one of our neighbours has donated some more decorations to us. Our house is decorated for Halloween. Doors... wants me to unlock the door. Didn't I unlock the doors? Is that why? Oh, what an idiot. What a total idiot. That's okay. Let's, there you go. That one's open, but it's not even in a platform. And this one... why are they just standing there? That's creepy. So, is it in the platform or not? Very hard to tell. It must be, or these people would be floating. So, yeah, I think maybe we did line it up okay. Yeah. Bop, 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 bop. As they say in the classics, bugger. See you later, floating people. Proper power exit. Oh well. MBTA video clip says I was on an MBTA train in real life today. It was stuck on a crossing gate that was misaligned and facing towards the tracks. Well, that probably means someone ran through it. Noah Hunt says perfect stop. It's exactly how you do it. Yeah, it didn't look like there's a lot of good station lighting on that one, Pete. So, perhaps I should put in a bug. Matt will read it and go, delete. If we go into the wild blue yonder of Stoughton in the rain. Canton Centre, Noah says aim for 35 to 45 yards. Okay, thank you. We'll try for 40. Drag it in there. Bit more brake on. Get us bailed off again. I'm going to keep trying to drag it in. Come on, you can do it. Maybe you can't do it. I'm going to have to release the brakes. I was hoping to drag it in. Kind of skull drag it a little bit, but no, that didn't work. Here it comes. I put on a bit too much brake, and the loco wasn't able to overcome it. So we're going to be aiming for the second door again. And I won't get the benefit of the countdown this time. Oh, it's going uphill. No wonder it's going so slowly. I was thinking, why isn't it picking up speed? But it's going uphill. So we don't want this doors. We want the next two doors. And that should do it. There we go. This is Canton Junction, the goat. Or Canton Centre, sorry. We've been through Canton Junction. And I think we're actually stopped in the crossing, and the gates have, of course, opened. Lovely. Perfect. That's what you want. I wonder if they'll start again. Noah says, in real life there are markers by the track, but sadly we have to use the yard numbers. Yeah, some routes, Harlem in particular, has got good markers. I once put in a bug that listed all these markers that were beyond a station, and I got sent the sent a photo saying, no, it's really like that. I was like, okay, I'll go back in my box now. Could have built up enough now. And the final one. It's good that the crossing works, isn't it? Because we were in the crossing, those gates should have stayed down. Even though they're on a speed predictor, they should have stayed down. Yeah, it's quite common practice, Noah. On our trains, when we've got a wheelchair on and they need it aligned in a particular spot to make sure we don't end up next to a pole or something so they can get the wheelchair ramp onto the train, the conductors will actually call out to the driver. .8 miles to Stoughton. 101 says, I'll be honest, I got MBTA in the old one with Amtrak in a bundle and still haven't played it. I've been super addicted to West Coast Main Line. That's cool. You'll get there eventually. Notice Hentus is now in a truck. Oh, I see which game he's playing. He's playing the new one. see how powerful this thing is. So notch 3, it's starting to lose speed. And you say it's funny because you're an American. Fair enough. Almost didn't get the too long, short and long in then. Now it says there's an accessible ramp at Stoughton, but the timetable wants you to stop before the switch, otherwise it'll mess things up. Yes, it gets stuck. A bit more power on because it's getting steeper. I got to honk for that one. Very naughty. I have tried the Enhancement Pack 101. I actually streamed it a couple of days ago, so if you want to see it, it's on my channel. I can grab you a link, actually. Lives. Not that one. Why is the vertical one still there? I always kill that. Clearly I haven't in that case. That's alright. That's a link to the stream I did with the Enhancement Pack. It is quite good with the Enhancement Pack. I like it. So we're not discouraged from using mods, but we're not encouraged either. And when we are using mods, they do. The only thing that Dovetail asks from the ambassadors when we're using mods is to clearly say that we are, so that people don't expect to see how that looks, given that it's modded. So the other thing I do is I turn off the little logo when I'm running mods. I just realised the logo can't be seen on the vertical. Have to fix that one day. Squeezed it in. Now approaching Stoughton. The only mods I didn't put on 101, I didn't put all the sound mods on because not being super familiar with those trains, even though I have ridden most of them. It doesn't actually put the bell on with this train, does it, when you honk the horn? Even though I'm not super familiar with them, it means that they actually sound okay to me. So I didn't worry about the sound mods. MBTA prefer the blended auto brake. I'm too used to doing it the way I do it. This one's slowing down a little earlier than I was expecting it to. .101 says no clue about how they sound in real life, but the 350 does sound like the UFO from the Class 700 Thames link. Yes, they do sound very similar. I call them the car alarm trains. It's the kind of noises that you hear at 3 o'clock in the morning repeatedly. She's not the most powerful locomotive, this one. Because this is not a long train at all. This service wants me to go into the layover track, so after the station stop. Scrape into the side of the train. Not quite, but it's close, isn't it? Slightly misdirected gate. So we slide into Stoughton Station. What the? What are you doing there? Well, that's going to make getting into the station difficult. Alright. We're going to couple up to it and push it out of the way. That seems fair to me. Might have to push really hard, but we're gonna. Oh, look, the rain stopped. Ready? Couple. Now the question is, it's his train's fighting my brakes now. Let's see if my compressor's better than his. Looks like the brakes are coming off. More shove. More shove. Right into the red on the traction motors. Really good for them. Whoop, and they're cutting out and slipping. Alright, there we go. Now, as long as he doesn't get to his timetable point and decide to leave, we'll be right. There's no bugs in this game. Ever. Nah, nothing ever goes wrong. It's working because he hasn't reached his departure time. If he reached his departure time, he'd be pushing against me. But as it is, the AIs just sit there quite passively. In fact, I think he might have. I think he's trying to move. Now it wants me to stop at the layover track 1. So it's done the station stop. That's interesting. This is going to derail, you realise that? Because I'm going to push his train into the dirt. He is pushing now back, by the way. He's pushing back on this. How much room have we got left up here? Not much, I don't think. So I don't think that track goes very far. That's alright. It's all good. Nothing to see here. Move along. Nothing bad's happening at all. I'm amazed that hasn't derailed yet. I'm sure that's gone beyond the end of the track. Oh, I don't think my brakes work anymore. Oh, do what you always do. Dump the air. That should always stop you. And did. I think it may have gotten a bit confused because we've got two trains braking acting against each other. The AI stopped pushing against me. It might be a little while before the brakes charge up, I guess. Looks like they're doing alright. Should be okay. I'll probably have to dump the air again when we get to the stopping point, though. Because I don't have proper control of the brakes at the moment. Actually, you know what? You know what I really should do? Let's, Right. Now I'll have control of my brakes again. Back we go. And we should leave him there unless he decides to power on and hit me. There we go. Perfect. And just to be mean to him, I've got my brake lights on. Because, you know, he shouldn't be there. I'm going to push him away with the light. He'd be going, "Whoa, you bastard!" He is moving too, the bastard. Look at him. He's just driving along, happy as. Is he going to hit me? No, he's going to stop. Oh, did I miss it by 4 yards? What? Now I've got to go the other way. We're going to get this finished. One way or another. Or was it 4 yards the other way? No, it was this way. We're going to end up coupling again. You know, I think I'm just going to accept that this service isn't going to finish. And we're going to go back to the main menu and run the other one. That was funny. I'll pop a bug in about that, because that really shouldn't happen. I doubt it'll get addressed, but, you know, should at least get recorded. Sorry. To the trains. Choose a route. Boston Sprinter. We're going to look Stoughton to Boston, so we need the cab car. And we want 922, which is the same train going the other way. I wonder if that was me. The other train. Maybe I was just so late that it spawned in. And let's get rid of dynamic weather this time. Let's have some fog. We don't really want any rain. A little bit of wetness for excitement levels. Lots of cloud. And plenty of wind. Let's tornado. Let's turn it up to tornado. Excellent. Right, now I've got to remember how to set this up, because it's been a while. So, cut in, Versa, oh that's right, it uses a key, doesn't it? Has this thing not got an independent brake? It doesn't look like it. Okay, and I think my safety systems, aren't they up here somewhere? There we go. Gen field. Engine run, brake control, and the other one's already on. And I think there's safety switches around somewhere. In a panel, maybe. Somewhere. Something was going to open then. PTT, no. Over here. There's switches somewhere to turn on your safety systems, I recall. Maybe they're on here. Nah. What are those? Marker lights? No. Cab lights? Headlights we want. Right, yes. Well, we'll do it the easy way. Do Control Enter, Shift Enter. There we go. So wherever those switches are, they're now on. It's all good. And I think we need to go into the platform. So we can do that. Better open the windows so we get what little sound we actually get from this thing. Safety systems are in the passenger cabin. Ah. Pop back there and have a look in a moment. Get it into the station to get the doors open, and then we'll go and visit the passenger compartment and we'll go and find them. Because I don't have the alerter on at the moment, I don't think. All you people waiting up there on the high platform, you're all screwed, sorry. Because we're on the wrong track. Actually, I do have the alerter on. Since I just heard it. This is annoying because I need to look up there to see that, but I'll look where I'm going too. Minimum reduction really should be enough to stop a train going this slowly. Just leave that the way it is now. No, it wants me to go further. It wants me to go across the crossing. Alright then, we will. Even though I've got a red signal coming up. Or have I gone past my stopping point? No, wait a minute. That gets bigger. No, it wants me to go further. Fair enough then. We shall do as we're told. Straight into the road. Block the road, as you do. Alright, now we'll get the doors open. I think. Did they open? I think they did. Alright, in the passenger compartment, you reckon? So, there's probably a cupboard here or somewhere. There's a toilet. There we go. Toilet fan. Ooh, better turn the toilet fans off so they die in their own stink. Should we give them air conditioning? Can't. It's okay. There's nothing turned off, is there? So I managed to turn them all on with the keys. Let's go and visit our people. What are you two doing? Just hanging around here in the dark in your high vis. It's not very high vis. Because you're on the wrong lighting channel. You should be on the other one. How about the passengers? No, they're all on the right lighting channel. G'day, brother. Actually, no, you're not on the right lighting channel, are you? No, you're not. Your hair is, but you're not. How about this guy? No. That's what happens. Their faces go dark when they're on the wrong lighting channel. That's okay. They're on the daylight lighting channel instead of the carriage lighting channel. That's okay. Ooh, you know, if that was in our trains, it'd be everywhere. Someone would have sprayed it all over the place. Might not want to get out there. I might fall off. Close this door. Time to go. We have the signal. Off we go. Brakes have released. More power. Spooky mist. and see what that wants. Oh, it's because I'm going too fast. Naughty! Oh, slow us down so we don't get a penalty break, please. There we go. Huh. Somehow, I managed to get the reverser out, which is an interesting thing. See if the train survived that. Will it power? Yeah, it's speeding up, so I guess it is. Strange. Not quite sure how I did that, but anyway. I'm speeding, but don't let that worry anyone. Train doesn't seem to care. Not convinced we are actually powering anymore. I might have blown something up. We'll see how we go. The engine's still running. No marker lights. Yeah, I'll have to go fix that at the next station. Go and put some marker lights on at the back there. We're allowed to do 20 and we're now doing 22. Isn't the middle one of that supposed to be my speed? Because it's not my speed. Well, clearly it's not. Yeah, hopefully we get the ability to cut doors in and out, because it's, you know... Guard mode's a bit of fun. It doesn't stream very well, but it's a bit of fun to play. Can we go faster yet? No. Still only allowed to do 20. The goat still wants me to play Shave and a Haircut. Like I said, it doesn't work very well in Train Sim World. It really doesn't. Because you don't have proper control of the horn. So at Camden Junction, I'll run back and turn some marker lights on in the locomotive. Unless I can do it from here. Don't think so, though. Actually, I should turn the cab lights off, shouldn't I? No, let's not turn the cab lights off. Otherwise, you guys can't see anything. I'll just put up with the lights. It'll be fine. So we roll along towards Camden Junction, literally. Noah says, I think in real life the passengers have to enter or exit the door where the conductor is because the comets have to be opened manually. Fair enough. MBTA video clip says the ATC and axis and speed panel on the CT3C is broken. Well, that's boring. That's very boring. Maybe I should turn the safety systems off then so we don't get pinged. And hopefully it's not a busy night, otherwise we'll run into another train and that would be tedious. Yeah, it's not penalising me because, you know, I'm up over almost 30 mile an hour now, and it clearly doesn't care. My alert is still working though. When did the ATC and Axis stop working in this thing? Because it used to. Seems to be doing stuff. Well, it's just not displaying stuff, but it changed. So we're going to run all the way back to Back Bay with no marker lights. Ooh, evil. Yeah, I'd have to turn on the normal HUD. We'll just obey what the track monitor tells me to do. That hopefully will work. And we are going to stop in Canton Junction Station, even though it's a go via, because I'm going to walk back there and turn on the marker lights. Yeah, I'd like more noise in general in here, because it's almost silent. The brakes should make a lot more noise than they do. And you can hear the air brakes in our steam engines, and steam engines are a bit of a cacophony sound, so those brake noises should be much, much louder. I think one of the reasons I don't play cab cars very much in TSW is there aren't any cab cars that are well done. So if you ever get one of those people that says the ambassadors never criticised the game, sorry, but the cab cars are crap. I wonder if those people will get in if I let them. Because I am going to stop. So I can go and set my rear. There's another train! I assume I'm going around it because that's the double track section. But anyway, let's just go full service on the brakes. And you'd never leave a train in forward while you're going out for a bit of a wander. But we're going to. You would take the key with you. Is there no station climb up? Go bush bashing. So I can go up to my loco and turn on its marker lights. How did you get all the scratches? Well, I had to go and turn my lights on. Door. Right. Hip. Where are the marker lights on this one? Must be down here. There we go. Headlights, rear dim. Right, no. There must be a thing for marker lights here somewhere. Step lights, gauge lights. Well, they should all be on too. Well, this train shouldn't work, but that's okay. Maybe it doesn't have marker lights. I don't see a switch for them anyway. Unless it's in here. Or is it up here? Oh, there we go. Rear marker. No, we don't want rear. Actually, we want front marker. That's what we want. Front number as well. That should have done it. Let's go have a look. That's better. Okay. And we'll go down the other side with all the people. Is there a climb up here? No. Can I get round to the ramp? No. Fine. Back through the bushes we go. Should play Indiana Jones music now. We're going on an adventure. Aiden Thorne, hello again. Alright, let's get back in our cab car. Is there a way to climb the stairs? No? Ah. Yes, when all else fails, do something dumb. Door will be that side. And back in the chip. Big chair. Here we go. Brakes off. Do you know in God mode you can turn up the wind so high it actually blows the train over? Not that I'm suggesting you should try or anything, but you know, you can. I always thought it was a bit funny that the person who set up the diesels and Transiem World didn't realise that if your fuel pump and control switches were not on, neither was your diesel engine. Yep, I've left the lights on in there. Never mind. It's fine. Looks cool anyway. Just in time for the alerter. Aiden sent me a little show of what it looks like from the... I can actually see what I look like going out in the streams. I have stream monitors running, so I can see what's happening. Just getting it back down to 20 for the run through the station. Someone chainsawing away nearby. I don't know if that's coming through my noise filters or not. If it is, that's what it is. This will be our last run today. I may run a new truck game next week because there's another one that's come out that could potentially be good. So I might do that next week. We'll see. Should be safe enough to start accelerating now. Almost hear the engine now it's in Not Jade. Almost. I've always thought for these driving positions that I really should put a camera behind me, so I look like I'm facing the right way. But no, it's a bit hard. Full power. Should have a decent speed trip back to Boston Back Bay and then an excruciatingly slow one while we go through. I could turn off the cab light, but then you guys can't really see very much. So what do you prefer? Let me know in the chat. On or off? Noah Hunt asks, do I like the Metrolink Hyundai Rotom cab car? Not a lot. They're better. This is the cab cars on the Los Angeles lines. They are better, but they're not amazing. I think they could be much better. I better start watching my speed because I'm getting pretty close to the 80. We are going downhill, so we've got a gravity assist currently. I can actually see why the MBTA prefer their drivers to use the blended braking, because when you're driving from the cab car, all that stuff of manually bailing off and things just goes out the window because you can't do it. So I suppose they want the passengers to have the same experience in both directions. We've had a few offs, so off it is. 11 miles to Boston Back Bay. Alert. Got an old clanker for a bell, that's for sure. Power it up again. What is my speed? You can see it here. So it's right now about 72 miles per hour. It's interesting, the stream I did on Friday night, I think it was Friday night, was about equal between the horizontal and the vertical streams. This one's got very few in verticals. That would suggest it wants me to slow down. Oh look, it's working. Cool. So that louder noise was bringing it down from 120 to 90. That's alright. We've got our various freight cars sitting up there in the yard. They look quite nice in the mist, don't they? Better if I didn't see door locked, but, you know, what are you going to do? Yep, 72 mile an hour, that is correct. This will be our last service for today's stream. I'll have a stream during the week. I've got to look up what day it actually is. Friday's stream was actually quite successful, so I may start taking up Friday streams just as a normal thing. I do have a updated game. Just got to have a quick look. about when I can tell people about it. I can't even find it. There it is. October 28th, 4 PM UK time. So what is that? 4 PM UK. It's going to be really late at night, I think. 3 AM Monday. Okay, so on Tuesday evening, I will stream another game. I can't tell you what it is yet because I'm under an embargo, but on Tuesday evening, local Australian time, I will run one. It should be fun. It's not a new game, but it's a really significant update to an existing one. And I think I'll be running it after it's come out, looking at the timing, or maybe just before it's coming out. The Englanders get to run it a little earlier than me, because they'll be awake. Because it's embargoes while I'm sleeping. Which is fine. It's all good. So I'll see you for that one. I will have a stream on Friday night. I will work out what I'm going to stream for the Friday night. Then I'm working on a real life railway again on Saturday. I think I'm on a steam engine on Saturday. Let me have a quick look. Pretty sure I am. Driver and fireman roster. November. Oops. I've got a trainee. Wow. Okay. And 9:16, 12A, Saturday morning. Brilliant. I've only got half a day. Oh, good. It's with Gigi. He'll probably let me play too. That's good. There's a fair chance I'll be driving on Saturday because I've got a trainee and a driver that likes to let you do that, which is a cool thing. See if he lets me. See how well my trainee's doing. The trainee has to do well for me to be able to drive because Gigi's not going to fire, that's for sure. He's a very old bloke. And there's no chance in hell he's going to fire the steam engine. So as long as my trainee's okay at what they do, I'll probably get a drive, which will be good. If not, I'll be standing on the outside telling my trainee what to do. Just spotted that I do have an adverse signal coming up. Thanks, rail driver, for putting the brakes on and off and on and off and on and off and on and off. It's a good thing it's not a real train. It would be crashing by now. Yep, the chips are ready at KFC. Maybe Macca's. Maybe that's the Macca's chips noise. Sorry, fries. I don't need to bell. I'm not on a track with a platform. It's okay. I'm just guessing what speed I should be doing now, so I've kept it down to 40. I think when I'm going through the next station, I'll want to cut it down to about 30. And then before I get to the corner, I'm going to want to do about 10. Completely guessing, though. It feels like I'm going through the wall, doesn't it? I don't think I am, but it must be very close. Limited clearance. It's occurred to me with the timing, next week I might be having to make tutorials for the new Boston. Could have a bit of work to do, couldn't I? Hey Violet, welcome back. Welcome to Back Bay Station. Oops, it's meant to stop back there, not all the way up here. I'm too used to stopping the Amtrak ones all the way up the end. Doors. We will make this work. It'll happen. And then I might go and have some lunch, and then I better go and put up Halloween decorations before the other half has me deported or something. Ooh, look at all the people. I got nobody. There you go. There you go. Get back on the train. There is people on my train. How scary. For your own safety, only board or exit at a door stuffed by a conductor. Very good. Does that mean they've got one in every carriage? This side. We'll leave the door open so the riffraff can come and visit. We'll just pretend we had the radio call from the conductor. Station welcome, buddy. Go via the East Limits Cove interlocking. Why, yes. So we're actually going into South Boston? We are. Very good. Just have to watch the speed, and it's going to be a slow and terrifying run through the mist. Do, 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 do. Noah says every car that's open, they'll try and have a conductor. That's expensive. Yeah, I know. You want me to do 15. That's fine. Did it work this time? No. 30. Hello, MBTA fan. We're just rolling back into Boston South. And that will be it for today's stream. Apart from the fact I'm hungry, the other half has a list of things for me to do because Halloween is coming up and she knows I won't have much time during the week to get on it, so I have to finish the decorations that she can't do herself. And I've got to finish putting the theatre lighting in, and I've got to put the sound system in. I've got to set up the projector for the Windows stuff. It's all going to be time. I've got to get it all done today. Good to see some of you guys know each other. That's awesome. And thank you for joining in on today's stream too, folks. It's great to have some new faces along. Oh, that worked well. Great to have some new faces along and some new people in the chat. Nothing wrong with the old faces and the old people in the chat, but it's always good to have some new ones. It's very slow through here. Right now I'm cheating and using my rail driver. I can see I'm doing 12 miles an hour, which will be fine because I have to do 10 in a moment. But I'll keep doing 12 because it'll leave me alone doing 12. Almost time to change your clock, Pete. See, I've been helpful for you. I've kept you up so you can change your clock at the right time of 2 a.m. Assuming the UK changes on the same time. 101 says, we're old faces. Well, it's a bit of a combination today. There's quite a few new people and some original people. The channel has been growing a bit lately, which is excellent. Yes, you are about to travel through time, Richie Rail. Pilots. Michael says it's early, but he's got to be on site for 6 a.m. for the morning briefing. And just for you, MA and NC Rail fan. Is that building actually crooked in real life? Or is it going to change when it lods? Ooh, we're far enough back that you can hear the diesel. So if I get onto the 3 camera and come over here so it's cool, and come all the way back here. There you go, now we can hear the diesel. Can't quite get, yes I can get loud low enough. Can't quite get it to be exactly where I want it to be, but this'll do. This'll do. I shouldn't have any red signals before the station. So we roll on in. Hope my platform's empty or this is going to be spectacular. So we slide into Boston South. Fries are ready. Glad to hear you've got some work going into next year, Michael. Sad that you'll be standing outside in the snow, but, you know, you'll be able to eat. That's a good thing. Thank you, Bill. Hope to have a nice day. You too. Everybody who's about to go to bed, have a good sleep. And I'll have I think Tuesday night I'll be running this other game. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to tell you what it is, so I won't. It is rail related though. I'll give you that. Rail related. There you go. And on Friday I will do something with trains. Not trains with a Z. Although that'll be soon because they actually have a very big release coming. I haven't been sharing anything about it because I don't have anything I'm allowed to share, but they do have... We've gone past our stopping point. That's fine. Let's shut down here. Get the doors open. Start shutting down our cab because we can. So cut the brake. Make sure I put the handle off. There we go. Cut the brakes out. Get the key out of there. Good. Headlights. Let's get the headlights off. No, just off. Off. Right. And there must be marker lights here somewhere. Surely. There we go. Marker lights on. Cab lights off. Of course, joke's on me because I'll have to get back in there to shut the doors, but, you know. It's set up ready to go for the next one. Let's just go and sit down. Sit down, find the chair. Where's the chair? It's here somewhere. Objective complete. Done anyway. Didn't have to shut the doors. Alrighty, well, that's about it for today. Thank you very much for joining in. Great to have all these people in and a very lively chat, which I always appreciate because you guys make playing the game a lot of fun. Fantastic to have some local people who looking this over and helping get it as realistic as it can be, and including a local engineer, which is excellent. And of course, Cactus Juice, who popped in for a long time there. Cactus Juice, if you don't know him, his name's Brandon. He is actually responsible for the signaling and quite a lot of the American dovetail routes. So it's great to have him pop in and say hello in a chat. So awesome. And we've also got Pete888 UK, who's another one of the moderators who you'll see on other things, on other channels. Anyway, have fun, folks. Great to interact with you today, and we will see you later on. Bye.